place is rich with the sweet scent of flowers. Can we stay here for a while longer?
It's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled.
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary. Knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations.
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer it...
Precisely. As I remember, you and Finon were both disciples of the new Sporists.
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were...
The history of mythology, taught by the blasphemous Greek...
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during... May I ask, Lady Aglaia?
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the flame chase journey.
A Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his... Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to...
The gods have chosen.
He was indeed chosen by Circes. Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is...
With all due respect...
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, however, if Anaxa decides to make any move...
Just as I feared.
The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs.
Still, I can't help but hope perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitation.
I understand your stance. Let's continue this, but now, let's greet our guest. You're here. Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial? It seems that this sacred beast is... Surrendering the core flame is a Chrysos heir's duty. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. Becoming a demigod means forsaking your humanity. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours. On the contrary, you are the only one who qualifies to attain divinity. It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, there are still many priests of Yanisopolis and their descendants in the city. If I'm left with no other option. It looks like you know that touch. Memories that exist outside of your own experiences.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the Abyss,
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest. It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. When the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the curse of the sky. It's about...
Miss, may everything go well for you and Mem. It's nothing. I only came to previously. I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Drienne had gifted to me. Although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on, it just contains an allegory. In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia. It swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. After taking down, overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood. The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. She even clearly underlined while flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archepia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone, that it was as if she had yet to pass on and was still alive. That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like human... Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your phone. Despite having visited many cities in Amphorius, I still understand nothing about the... forget it. Let's talk about this in the future. For now.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time. This is something... good news? I wouldn't call it that. Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative... This is the most important social event of Akima. It is highly influential, and can even affect what happens to the Flame Chase journey. Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes a citizens' assembly at Dawncloud. During the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues, such as whether the Chrysos heirs led by Aglaya should still hold the right to govern the Holy City. That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the citizens as... we can refer to them as the opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner. But this time... I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of... Aglaya will surely take back Circe's core flame, but with Anax's current condition. It's so unique that nobody knows how taking the core flame away from him will... He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from... Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaya and try to buy more time for him. Then, the greatest way in which you can help is for you to know what I am fighting for. Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Oronex will go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex and if... Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
Nervous.
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits. If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of Amphorius, please, step forward.
Little Grey and Mem, your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your pure selflessness.
Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity,
The divine position of Orynyx has already been vacant for some time. We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely... The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great Veil of Evernight. It shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysos heirs. A traveler who is upright and courageous. Who? Both of you, please, come. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please. And surrender. Orynyx. Their soul has been waiting for
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor. The last time I heard this, things didn't turn out that well.
Don't worry, Aglaya. She's tougher than I am, right?
traveler from beyond the sky. Let us pray that the Titan...
Although she loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, her determination is as strong as the Chrysos heirs. She will definitely... While she's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
Speak. I'm listening.
Slap, slap! Wake up! How is it? How do you feel? That's right! Look, look! I don't know what happened. I have such a cute voice! Also, listen.
Mother,
going to help alleviate their pain.
Memories. Broken. Mother. Where? You. It's you. Skyfather has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you. Skyfather. Mother is something, an important matter.
Orynyx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the... There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Orynyx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we...
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
Oh, poor child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good rest now.
You have potential, willpower, powerful, and but just
Lacking something.
is a future.
Future?
Traveler from the sky. You should have dissipated already. The gaze from the Skyfather. Stabilize your form. Because from the moment you cross the sky, right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
What? How is that possible?
Someone must, if Pillar is lost and glorious. Time never forgives.
heard you two talking about Thana. She has left the vortex and Oh, right. There's something that I have to tell you. The Chrysosaurs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Miss, I'm right here. Please stay there and slowly turn around. Please pardon. Just as I expected. Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been this. I'm sorry. I should have known. Miss, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I'm just thinking. If your soul has really left your body, as a mortician.
Cass, did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. Perhaps I. But, Miss, would you be willing to let me try again? This time. I have never touched the living in this way before. I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is current, but perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means clues. Just a few more. The connection has been severed. With my strength. It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, miss. Although we currently have I know that I'm lacking in confidence. Amphorius needs you. Lady Aglaya and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. Disappearing.
They're here.
That partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up.
I beg you, please forgive.
You've completed the trial of time. And I have to admit that the process went better. However, I never expected.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a...
Many have had this idea, but so far. Nevertheless, now is not the time for us to give up. Cypher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of... I'll try and get her to return to Akima. But do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. It is my duty. But before that, just...
What's wrong, Aglaya?
Omens always come in pairs. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated...
In the end,
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is otherwise. The efforts of my teacher and I of the past...
I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where—
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just—
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land?
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this
Not
Then where is this? River of Souls?
the Netherrealm, Titan. Reject. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen close. The sound of I can hear it. I hear it. Deep within the tongue, a voice. About to
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with such... Oh, you have awoken. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal?
In my estimation, at best, you'll...
15.
What is it? Are you finally...
On the contrary, 15. Stop giggling.
Let me ask you one more question.
What betrayal is there to speak?
What about that white-haired student of yours?
There will be a price to pay for blind faith.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's been a while, Lord Anaxagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Arkham.
It's you. I never expected that.
But
There are anti-Catherians here? They have been a...
I am Lycurgus.
You can see them.
You know about us. We anti-Catherians, just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaia is secretly listening.
The demigod should know better. For such as...
May I interpret this?
I need not any plan. Because she can do... While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special... Let's forego the formality of asserting authority.
Very well. She's been waiting. Follow me. Is there something on your mind?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend to Dawncloud. For the Titans.
Ah, a pondering.
While all living beings must...
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grand...
Ah, an intriguing concept.
Perhaps the gods in their arrogance deemed it...
Could you elaborate?
Circes, the kin of the sky.
Oh,
That very well could.
In that case,
It's worth it, because I completely concur with you on... Please, Professor.
Children of humanity.
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The atmosphere here carries only esteemed beings grace this place. And among...
Once deemed a blasphemer, now
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. In the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need...
As you wish.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant...
Save your concerns.
I shall do... Now that I look around, I wonder if that...
Off you go. I won't... This Titan appears to be quite at ease.
Be aware. I can...
Professor Anaxa? Word has it that this...
You could say it's the Fates toying with us.
It's only the Crimnoans and Idonians who chase glory through... So, are you here to report the incident to the Council?
Tell me, how much does the Council of...
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Cersei's and Orynyx's fall, yet when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune.
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists.
Being an opportunist could very...
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself?
I was really curious to see how you would find them, but it seems as though this Kindness is much more ruthless.
I'm afraid you'll...
Blasphemous scholars can... Anaxagoras.
As Kephales's priest, are you not aware of the decorum?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not... Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that as I see it, a dead Titan can't provide you with this level of confidence.
You... Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that...
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the...
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. As expected of one of Kephales's followers.
Are you praising...
Praising him, of course, as a believer of the...
Didn't you hear me? I asked...
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of...
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree.
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself.
Of course I find such stylish... For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could...
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to...
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me?
From my perspective, this...
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawn-Cloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your action?
The entire plan is stored in my memory. So why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1-year-old? Oh my, even a member...
That's enough.
How unusual.
This is a present that my sister gave.
So there are other members in your...
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? It won't take long. You'll discover...
Oh, the Black Tide is
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you.
This...
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard.
Oh.
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, since all living things stemmed from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself?
Anaxa? You... I did it, teacher! But this is absolute blasphemy! Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody...
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm.
What do you...
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip. Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price.
Oh, let it go, Anaxa. As one of my... Never do something taboo ever again.
Since I was able... You're right, teacher.
I am sincerely glad for you, child.
I wish to
continue the research into...
No, teacher. After my fleeting... I may have lost an eye. But my view of the world... I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this far...
Who would have thought such a secret lay However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, my story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell.
Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about...
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack...
Child of humanity, remember this.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a... I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met...
Carefully. The one... If you
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people...
Isn't that the Dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs. And it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the
Lord Anaxagoras. Oh, I'm head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany. Did I miss anything? Well, if...
Since Lady Kindness is already well equipped... But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcome. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble...
No need to be humble.
So, you wish to stop?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, and since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation...
What brazen arrogance.
I don't deny it. But now that you're an... I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxa. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before, and this tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses.
Oh my.
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have, as expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstood.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the nice.
Well, you say that now, but surely...
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely.
Even someone like me can tell that only...
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core. You're well aware how valuable talk is cheap.
I understand. Let us decide how much we can secure for us. Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before, as compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you...
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the... Tell me, what are you willing to do?
Aglaya's authoritarianism, conceit, and arrogance have granted her unfettered control.
Surely you don't believe that such a tiny bit...
What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere... At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akama that it will always...
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid, as the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver...
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a...
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the council...
So you were holding back just now. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine...
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wish... However, by doing so... No. More like two core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death...
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know, if Aglaya can seize me in full view, is this the outcome that you wished?
Fine. I will handle. But you do best to remember this. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment.
Well, what?
We shall see.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me.
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason, Titan, after all. It is...
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros.
An expected visitor. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you.
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to... She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say...
In my view, this... Are you still willing to let him pass?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali.
How
It is truly my honor to speak. Please, go ahead. A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut.
I have to admit.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of you.
I hope
But it is my hope that you bring a much-needed change.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view.
Well, I don't see how this place is. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting used to it.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting...
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time? Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too...
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight.
Why? I know how...
Fine then. I guess I won't say it.
Wait. Hey. Look.
Huh? What
Do we even get...
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Ah, yes. I know I've heard this.
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios. From their prized ores and molten fire.
Hey, Circes. Do you know a certain...
Nias? No.
I just saw him. Nias. A war...
No. I have no...
This is a departed spirit.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well...
Seems like the price of...
Kaos. Damn it, I've never heard of this person.
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've... Hey! Are you seeing that same...
Yes. It's still you and Nias.
Kaos?
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. The souls of people.
What? But... If...
Beats me. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear.
Know your limits.
If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be so.
Of course. If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not kidding.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all.
Calypso? She's one of the Seven Sages. No, she can't be. Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Daggone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk.
We're here. Finally. Very well then. Let me... So... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides. This time, the voice is...
Since we've come this far, let's...
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been...
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. And besides, we both know Chaos's nature.
That reminds me. Why are you making...
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. But no, I will not, because another one of my conjectures, fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan.
What are you thinking of? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the... Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up. I stood at this very spot back then. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach out? You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? But there will always be people who dream of... It's just... I never thought Gray would meet... Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief? Really now? This... or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand. Pretty...
Receive divinity.
Eternal slithering.
And return!
You chose the wrong enemy.
Embrace a new life. The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was might is an understatement. Yet, it is also this very... Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of them, these... Sure, go ahead. Anaxa often says that every failure, perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the... That's what I'd like to know. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened to Grove? This is the Library of Philia. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophy. We've had more than our share. Nice. No need to hold yourself back. Whew. You've got me there. There are too many books in the Library of Philia.
exactly what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the... Why else would they call him the Great Performer? Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think God should... They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. The first allegation was... Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his... You claim to be studying souls, yet you are in... Anaxa always wears an eye patch. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifli. Thankfully, they had no wait one by one. Anaxa engaged in wars. It was only after a brief silence that... Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy... By the way, this stack of... I'm talking about Anaxa's up... It's a well-kept secret. Even the administrators of the library with the grove in the state, I'm sure... This is the place, but materials for alchemical experiments. No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be... What's going on? Anaxa... Danny? My biggest fear. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on... Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Oh, I just thought of something. Do you remember when the black tide was approaching the grove? That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason? Put yourself in his shoes, knowing that the black tide... Exactly. When the black tide came, the true... No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, there was the manuscripts detailing all the alchemical... Like... what? No. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us, it's...
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. It's much like how the sky above the holy city is also...
So...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. Often people know more
than they're just deluding themselves. People believe... We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules.
So much time has passed since you saw...
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul, but above all else, my days are numbered. But I can, sir. I can do it for us.
You're right.
Go. Find out what we are. Become the one.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali.
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as Adromas, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness.
Before such power, does it make any—
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threaten to swallow, they call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean as I see it. Titans.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave.
Why stop at harness? The source of life is what I wish. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No. I have already drawn a conclusion.
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. Her life hangs by a thread.
Of course. I'll bring this to— However, in accordance with—
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan. This may be the only time.
I see.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove that—
Before I begin, I'm as unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance. They aren't. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier—
Anaxa, you were in the Nether—
Yes. I am but a living dead man now. That's not all. Remember how I—
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event.
Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a— And surely you jest.
It seems you've lost even the memory. Use your head, Circes. The living cannot step foot into that world. The answer is evident. Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their— Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this—
I knew you would say— But it matters not. I know what I'm—
You can—
Humans cannot return from the— But all we need to do is look— If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can
I have news from Hyacinth and Danheng.
Kefali?
That is not— He is indeed the great performer. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. What we should be doing, being Arkima's political center, the demigod count till then, it's best—
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have this.
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really—
It has indeed been some time, Lord—
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those two— I've already ordered my
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strike. Watch out.
I guessed as much.
I figured this is something you would want to know.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city.
That's her.
Looks like you can—
We should get back.
As the Theo—
Aglaya, what happened?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king.
What do you...
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. This has come a lot sooner than I expected.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much...
I appreciate what you've taught me.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. That, yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city where they hope to rest under Kethali's protection. All of us have long. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have... Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova? Or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia... Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on ours. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages. And Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you that Era
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting...
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor...
Era Chrysia! Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Anaxa. So have you...
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue? Tell me, dear citizens. If we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone...
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid...
He's one of the 7 sages. That's impossible.
Your proposal is much too idealistic.
Remember what I previously said? Tell me, dear citizens.
If we eliminate death, then there's no... Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity...
This is bad. The mask...
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise...
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate, and for Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death.
With that, I solemnly, thereafter, if we are able to garner the support...
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this citizens' assembly shall be modified.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your...
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the flame...
Well then.
seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa,
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask.
In that case...
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both...
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze until one day, an evil dragon barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen. The queen assembled 300 warriors who It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace. The princess was reborn. The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm. The terrifying death had consumed all.
Until?
Actually...
Oh my... It's so... According to your story, and yet... What exactly?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it...
My goodness. Is this cliffhanger real?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous...
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody...
Therefore, we can just treat this...
A fable, you say?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent...
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like... What? At a loss for words?
No. I merely realized that we're both...
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar.
You flatter me.
Of course.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art, would you use it to resurrect someone you...
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, if such a mighty power really existed. After all, you, me, and the rest. All. My time is finally here. However,
You shall wither, and through... It is a pity that fate is...
Is there no other way of interpreting?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. I'm afraid... My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. My time is almost up, but what should we do? If I'm ultimately not able...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is...
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain...
Trial, prophecy, the topic... But these three people must not have left their...
Amphorius' history before the Titans were born. I have long held three hypotheses about...
Calypso. And this warrior...
Regarding this man, Ananias, are you...
Of course. Though...
Looks like you have made up your...
Yes. This is the
Completely separating courage. You really...
Please, young lady. Witness
do not understand.
Because this is our destiny. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return. Let's chat, young lady, since there's still time.
Of course. This warrior, it has the embodiment of Nikador's... That means...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. If so, the Chosen One...
Polixia!
If this is true, as long as we can...
But before that, we first need to witness what
courage.
And finally,
Chin up, young lady.
all farewells in this world.
No, young lady.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains.
To be honest, I don't know either. I am just enjoying what...
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey, now I have reached the journey's end.
But when you depart the mortal realm, separation and death are two sides of the same.
Finally, let me... The first time I returned from the calamity had devoured everybody on the bed. It was late into the night by the time it was a crazed scholar looking... Do you think that it'd be better if we... To my surprise, he shrugged it.
To someone who is current. Now please, go away and...
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying?
That's exactly what life is. And death is. Therefore, young lady, don't detest.
The embodiment of strife, telling me about the majesty.
Indeed. It is time for me to knock on death's door. When that moment finally comes...
I knew this day would eventually...
Ara, the both of you.
Polixia, I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me? Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from... As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must...
Even if it was prophesied. Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your...
You're wrong. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination, it was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers. One that, besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though
How could my memories of you...
Well then, what exactly are we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, Felixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
Death is inevitable. If such a mighty power really exists even now, my answer is why, sister, in the prophesied new world, I shall plant the go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm. And remember, do not look back on the land of the dead. As for the price of our equivalent exchange.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible. I'm certain of this now. Before the titans that we are well acquainted with were born, just like the flame chase journey of today. Amphorius is hit.
What a startling revelation. This means...
I believe that this is the truth behind the era no.
This besides, those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos.
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Felixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace in our world. There exists a city which perfectly...
But the people there worship Fagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place.
Take this.
This is...
the new Sporist masterpiece. The Philosopher's Stone. Remember? I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering. Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown.
You still look as confident in your victory as ever.
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world. However, my line of thinking will not. Actions speak louder than words, Cast.
I've already searched for so long. But before I leave, I have another question.
That was the world imprinted. If we are to prove its existence...
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions.
I merely wanted to ask, if so,
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. Now I'm merely forsaking my body.
Why are you always finding...
This is but a necessary sacrifice.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of...
No, it's just the opposite. It means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this
That's... a lot.
Lady Aglaia, please. You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness. They want to suspend the trial, but I know this runs counter to your wishes. So honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons, and the Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by.
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great a world without death. Do you...
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours... Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to Casterus. I too look forward to your journey.
Thank you.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming. If Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Souls torrents, then...
The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure, and if they could do that, then it follows I'll see you at Memorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow.